All right, first and foremost, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well, and a sincere salutation to the Akim pushing this truth and sincerity by rawchaa, qadash. As you can see, this was published on March 10th, 2020. Okay, and the article basically reads, Biden confronted at Detroit assembly plant over gun control. Okay, and this is Joe Biden, and he was confronted by an employee in Detroit. It says Democratic presidential hopefuls Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden have both canceled planned rallies in Ohio Tuesday night due to coronavirus concerns, but they did spend considerable time working Metro Detroit during the day. Okay, so was during the day at Metro Detroit. Okay. It says on Tuesday, former Vice President Biden got into a confrontation with a man working at an auto plant, and the video went viral on social media. Biden got defensive when confronted about gun rights. Okay. Video from NBC News shows Biden being confronted by a worker at a Fiat Chrysler plant about his views on gun rights. The worker accused Biden of attacking the Second Amendment. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and play the video. Okay, and this is the midst of coronavirus being labeled a pandemic by the World Health Organization. You know, also President Donald Trump banning travel to Europe for 30 days. We got this going on. Okay, so the world is in upheaval. Okay, there's a lot of things going on, a lot of prophecy. Okay, and any chance to expose these devils, we will. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this video. Okay, I wanted to get.
You can't fake experience. You get it. You can't fake. And in our instance,
Salakia for that. I want to play this video.
Biden yesterday hurling profanities at a construction worker from Detroit who questioned him on his stance about guns.
Yeah, really? So when someone engages you, you curse them out? That Michigan mill rights employee, Jerry Wayne, joins us now. Jerry, appreciate you joining us. Set the scene. When did you realize you'll have a chance to question the former vice president about his stance on guns?
Well, I heard when I first came to work that he'd be coming in. So I spent a little bit of time gathering my thoughts on a question that I might be able to ask. I had no idea that he was going to be taking questions or if it was going to be that type of scenario. He started making his rounds, shaking people's hands, and he made it to my way, and I stopped him. I started asking him a question. He could have easily said, I'm not taking questions, and I would have very respectfully walked away, but he wanted to listen to my question, and I don't think that he was ready for it.
Well, it was hard to hear. What did you ask him?
Well, I asked him how he was going to be helping get us work, us union workers work in the future. We seem to be doing fine at the moment, but there's always room for improvement, and I wanted to give him the opportunity to show us where that improvement could come from.
And
I also asked him, I'm sorry?
You go ahead.
I also asked him how he wanted to get the vote of the working man when a lot of us wield arms. We bear arms, and we like to do that. And if he wants to give us work and take our guns, I don't see how he's going to get the same vote.
So his message has changed, right? Is that your concern? Because he looked at you and he said, that's not true. I never said that. So we went to the Wayback Machine, as Steve always says, and we found what he said in the past that really concerns you.
Right. The joy of the hypocrite is but for a moment, you know?
Watch this.
Gun owners out there who say, well, a Biden administration means they're going to come for my guns.
Bingo. You're right if you have an assault weapon. The fact of the matter is they should be illegal, period. Look, the Second Amendment doesn't say you can't restrict the kinds of weapons people can own.
Right. No. When you look up the Second Amendment, this is what it says. The Second Amendment is a right to bear arms, but he said that the Second Amendment doesn't restrict the type of weapons people can own. Okay, so what type of rights do you really have, you know? The Second Amendment to the United States Constitution protects the individual right to keep and bear arms. It was ratified on December 15, 1791 as part of the Bill of Rights. In District Columbia versus Heller, 2008, the Supreme Court affirmed for the first time that the right belongs to individuals for self-defense in the home, while also including as dicta, okay? When you go into this word dicta, it means something that has been said, okay? Is an authoritative or dogmatic statement. In some contexts, such as legal writing and church canta librettos, dictum can have a specific meaning. Okay? Something that has been said. Okay? Because, in all actuality, Esau, okay, bends the law for individual cases when you really look at the situation. Okay? You could have a firearm and get stopped by a police, and it could be what they deem an assault weapon. Okay? And they'll say, hey, you know what? You're driving while being black, Hispanic, or Native American, driving while being an Israelite, DWI, and say, hey, you know what? This is dangerous. We're going to take away your weapons. It says here, that the right is not limited and does not preclude the existence of certain long-standing prohibitions, such as those forbidding the possession of firearms by felons and the mentally ill, or restrictions on the carrying of dangerous and unusual weapons. Okay? The right, let me run this back, man. I kind of read that too fast and I got interrupted by a phone call. Look what it says. That the right is not unlimited. All right, the right to bear an arm is not unlimited, man. Okay, that there's certain dicta or statements, okay, involved. Okay, because the laws are very tedious in America. It says, and does not preclude the existence of certain long-standing prohibitions. So there's prohibitions, okay, to the right to bear arms, such as those forbidding the possession of firearms by felons and the mentally ill, right? And that's been long-standing. They've always had laws against felons and the mentally ill holding firearms, or restrictions on the carrying of dangerous and unusual weapons. And they can actually say what is dangerous and unusual, So their dicta, as it says up here, their dicta, okay, their statements, and by those in authority, can deem, what type of weapons you can own. So, when you run this back, man, in all actuality, they really want to take away your weapons, man. Okay, because they're scared of Israelites having weapons, and people that are woke having weapons. Let's run this piece back real quick.
The fact of the matter is they should be illegal, period. Look, the Second Amendment doesn't say you can't restrict the kinds of weapons people can own.
Right. Assault weapons should be illegal. He said the Second Amendment does not restrict the kind of weapons people can own. So although you have the right to bear arms, it doesn't restrict. And they actually they tell you what you can and cannot have, what type of weapon.
Oh, that was one of the viral videos, Jerry, that you had seen. Another one is where he talks about putting Beto O'Rourke in charge of guns. We're going to run that too. Watch.
I want to make something clear. I'm going to guarantee you this is not the last year seeing this guy. You're going to take care of the gun problem with me. You're going to be the one that leads this effort. I'm counting on you.
Right, and that's the video right there, Jerry, that scared you, right?
Yeah. It was a little bit disturbing to see that a politician wants to take away my right to defend myself.
So which Joe Biden do you believe?
The one that wants to take my guns.
So you told him.
Right. So basically, these devils, man, they have the right to take away your weapons, man. Okay, and this guy, okay, he actually confronted Joe Biden, and Joe Biden told him that he was full of shit, So yeah, these devils, man, they can't control their anger, they can't control their deceit, and their plans, okay. And only those with the spirit really know what it's all about, because at the end game is to confiscate weapons, okay, put believers of Yahawashi in martial law camps, declare a martial law, and ultimately to to chip everyone and with the RFID microchip and put people in concentration camps and behead the believers of Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi. That's their end game. So it says right here, you're full of shit. I support the Second Amendment, Biden said. Okay, but what really rights do you really have when they can restrict what you can and cannot own? All right. So I just want to get into a couple scriptures, you know. And this is crazy, man. You know, creepy Joe Biden. This is a Sirach 13. Let's see. 13 and 3. The rich man had done wrong, and yet he threateneth withal. You see? Hey, he's done wrong, okay? Because he's for the Second Amendment, you know what I'm saying? And to take away your arms, you know, which is supposed to be a right, okay, for those law-abiding citizens, because it's not unlawful, you know, by land or by the law of the Most High to own a weapon, but yet, you know, they tell you what kind of weapon you can have. It says, and yet he therewith, and yet he threateneth withal, right? And he still threatens when he was confronted. Okay, the poor is wronged, and he must entreat also. You see. So this man, okay, he was, you know, beseeching, or, you know, asking, you know, Joe Biden about his stance on the Second Amendment, and he said he was full of shit. Joe Biden responded with, "You're full of shit. I'm for the Second Amendment." He also called him a horse's ass. It says, if thou be for his profit, he will use thee. But if thou have nothing, he will forsake thee. Right? Because they want you to, you know, send money to their campaigning and whatnot. And if not, he will forsake thee. If thou have anything, he will live with thee. He will make thee bear and will not. If thou have anything, he will live with thee. Yea, he will make thee bear and will not be sorry for it. Okay. There's another one. Okay. Let's go here. That's what we're going to do. Sirach 10 and 3. It says, an unwise king destroyed his people, but though the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. Okay, and he's an unwise king. He's very much has benefits as someone, as a king. Okay, he has lordship over people. Okay, but though the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable. Okay, so, you know, ultimately these devils are reigning. Okay, and the earth is getting to the hand of the wicked. But even that, the hand of the Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi is over. Okay, the wicked. Okay, and what they're doing, and in due time he will set over one that is profitable. So the Heavenly Father is going to set, okay, Yahawashi over the earth in due time. Okay, but these are the laws. And this is the type of society that we live in. This is, you know what? Let me get that. Job 10, Isaiah 10 and 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. Right? Destruction unto those who write unjust laws, man. Okay? And unjust judges, you know, like Joe Biden, you know, like Donald Trump. Okay? Trying to build a wall and whatnot. All right? Let's go back. This is Job 20 and 11. It says, 12. Though wickedness be sweet in his mouth, though he hide it under his tongue, though he spare it and forsake it not, but keep it still within his mouth. Okay? Because, right, you know, wickedness is sweet in his mouth, man. Because they have a knack for you know, spewing lies and campaigning their false democracies, you know, going into Metro Detroit and visiting the people and whatnot, you know, having people to vote for them, and, you know, but they're devils inside.
Strong's H.
Okay, and they can't wait to speak their wickedness.
Strong's H 4985. Mathak.
To be or become sweet or pleasing, right? It's pleasing in his mouth, man. You know. They can't hold back, you know, their hatred towards the people. They are unwise kings, and they destroy the people, man. Okay, but Yahawashi is gonna bring righteousness upon the earth. But we don't have to listen to all these lies these politicians make, man. Okay, these rich men that do wrong, and yet we have to, you know, ask them, you know, when are they going to do something right for our people, you know. And these are Edomites, man. Imagine how they feel about Israelites. They can't hold back their hatred. It says, though wickedness be sweet in his mouth, though he hide it under his tongue, though he spare it and forsake it not, but keep it still within his mouth. Right, it's still in his mouth. He's still thinking about how much he hates the common people. You know what I'm saying? This is Psalms 10 and 7. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. Right. You see? His mouth is full of cursing and deceit. You know, you see, he cursed that dude out. What'd he say? He called him a horse's ass. He said, you're full of shit, you know? Hey, his mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud under his tongue. It says, under his tongue is mischief and vanity. Hey, any longer, man, he probably would have punched that dude out. You see? So, hey, we have no problem exposing these devils, man. Okay? This is Psalms 36 and 3. The words of his mouth are iniquity and deceit. He had left off to be wise and to do good. Right? Where's the public figure? Okay, that we're supposed to vote for. Where's the guy that has all the answers? Okay, he was asked a question about gun control. Okay, and he flipped his wig. You know, the guy says, "Hey, you work for me," and then what did he say? He says, "No, I don't." Why? Because he's an unwise king, man. And he careth not for the people. He careth not for the city or the inhabitants of the city, man. You see? It's the society we live in, man. Okay? You know, and in all actuality, man, these devils, man, hey, they live by the sword, man. Okay? So it's funny to see a house divided, man. It's quite amusing. This is Genesis 27 and 39. It's funny to see them in their true nature, man. You know, Genesis 27 and 39. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of the heaven from above. And by the sword shalt thou live, and shall serve thy brother. Okay, and by the sword shalt thou live. So Esau has lived by the sword. You saw that Edomite, okay, that was being interviewed, who got cursed out by Joe Biden. What did he say? He says, hey, we like to wield arms. Okay, that's what he said. So that goes to show you that they're Edomites. And shall serve thy brother. Right. At one time, King David had garrisons in Edom. Okay. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. Right. Okay. And he has the dominion now. Okay. And he broke that yoke off back in the ancient world. He no longer serves under Jacob, under Israel. Okay. Now he has been given. Now it's his time to rule. Okay, he has been given the fatness of the earth. He's been given all the resources, man. He done raped and robbed the whole earth. Okay.
Strong's H 4924. Mishman.
Fertile place.
Second entry. Shemanim.
Fatness, fertile place, richly prepared food. Right, he's rich, man. He has more than eyes can want. Olive, oil, fatness, stout, vigorous, fertile spots or places. Right. Okay. Rape robs the whole earth and takes the oil from the earth, man. He's rich. Okay. The fatness of the earth and the dew of heaven from above. Okay. So, yeah, this devil lives by the sword. You know. This is Revelation 6 and 4. It says, and there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon, and that this is that red horse is represents Esau, Edom. Okay. And when you go into that word red, another word for red is crimson. Okay, and that's where you get that. That means red, and that's where you get that word criminal. So Esau is a fugitive and a vagabond. Okay, and red also represents wicked, like stop, like the shedding of blood, like a red stop sign, like a red light. Okay, like a warning. You see, it says, and power was given to him that sat around to take peace from the earth. Right, and the United States has been in more wars than they have been in peace in its existence. And that they should kill one another, and that there was given unto him a great sword. So it was given a great sword unto these Edomites, man. Okay, and they live by the sword. Okay, that's why these devils are wanting to know, hey, why are you trying to take away our weapons? You know, and not saying that it's bad to have a weapon, but it's best that you live by faith. You know what I'm saying? And if you do have a weapon, make sure you're registered. Not that it's a throwaway and it got bodies on it. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be carrying that. Let me bring this out. Let me just segue into this. This is Luke 22:35, and he said unto them, when I sent you without purse and scrip and shoes, lacked ye anything? And they said, nothing. And that's hardcore preaching right there. When you get sent out without a purse, which is a money bag, and a scrip, which is a leather sack for provisions, food, and shoes, no shoes, believe that? Lacked ye anything? And they said nothing, because you're really supposed to do this, live life with total faith in Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, not worrying about where your next meal is going to come or your clothing or anything. Okay, the Heavenly Father, He will provide, and that's the attitude you have to have. Okay, then said He unto them, but now he that hath a purse, let him take it, and likewise his scrip, and he that hath no sword, let him sell his garment and buy one. Okay. Yeah, and he that hath no sword, let him sell his garment and buy one. Okay, because they used to wear swords on their sides. King David, went to many wars and fought the wars. Fought nations for Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, the enemies of Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi. So yeah, it's okay to have a sword. It's okay to have a weapon. Okay, but in all actuality, we're not in the time to be wielding weapons and being carnal. Our weapons of our warfare are not carnal. Okay, 2 Corinthians the 10th chapter. Also, Ecclesiastes 9:18. Wisdom is better than weapons of war. Okay. This is Matthew 10:10. Nor scrip for your journey, neither two coats, neither shoes, nor yet staves, for the workman is worthy of his meat. You see that? So they would go out without shoes or two coats, or any leather sacks for food on their journeys, man. Nor yet staves. Okay. That's hardcore faith, man. When you go out and preach with the clothes on your back.
Strong's G 4464. Hrabdas.
What does it say? A staff, a walking stick, a rod which one is beaten, a staff. You see, they would take staves, okay, for protection, man. A walking stick, Let's go back. Salakia. This is Luke. I just wanted to make a point real quick on how let's see. On how much faith, the disciples had in the ancient world, man. It really wasn't about carrying guns, man, I kind of want to segue into that real quick, if I may. Let's see. Yeah, here it is, this one. It says, Mark 6:8, and commanded them that they should take nothing for their journey save a staff, only, no scrip, no bread, no money in their purse, but be shod with sandals and not put on two coats. Okay. Luke 10:4, carry neither purse nor scrip nor shoes, and salute no man by the way. Okay, so they man, when it comes to living, hey, the Lord was like, hey, I'm gonna take care of you no matter what. Okay, but you got some Israelites that want to carry weapons and shoot off at the gun range and whatnot. You got Edomites worried about guns being taken away. Esau gonna take away your guns, man. And that day, all you're gonna need is the faith. Okay, the portion of faith that Yahawashi gave you, okay, and you're going to live by that. That's more important. This is Matthew 26:51. And behold, one of them, which were with Yahawashi, stretched out his hand and drew his sword and struck a servant of the high priest and smote off his ear. Okay, and that was Peter. Okay, when they came to arrest Yahawashi, when he was betrayed by Judas, okay, Peter stretched out his hand and drew his sword and struck a servant of the high priest, which was Malchus, and smote off his ear. He cut his ear off. Then said Yahawashi unto him, put up again thy sword into his place, for all they that take the sword shall perish with the sword. Okay. He told him to put your sword back in its place, man. Put it up. Put it away. For all they that take the sword shall perish with the sword. Okay. Now let's get this word right here. Take.
Strong's G 2983. Lambano.
To take with the hand, lay hold of any person or thing in order to use it, to take up a thing to be carried, to take upon oneself, to take in order to carry away, with the notion of violence, to remove, take away. Right. So anyone who carries a gun with the notion of violence, hey, you're going to perish with the sword, man. But it's not wicked to own a sword. Okay.
Strong's G 3162. Machera.
Right, a large knife used for killing animals and cutting up flesh. Small sword is distinguished from a large sword. A curved sword for a cutting stroke. A straight sword for thrusting. Okay. So yeah, man, they used to carry swords, man. To skin animals, and it wasn't wicked, and you could defend yourself, man. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't to what does it say here? As a weapon for making or repelling an attack. You see? But you weren't to use it to with the notion to commit some violence like 2/3 of our people today. You got a lot of people that are bugged out and want to shoot up schools and this, that, and third because somebody told them something, man. But ultimately, we know Yahawashi does all things. Okay? Let's get the end of this.
You want to, most of these assaults are happening with handguns, and you want to take my AR, he thought 14, but he says means AR-15, we think. So you say he should not touch your AR-15, and it's not an assault weapon.
He doesn't need to touch anybody's weapon at all.
Jerry?
What we need to do is we need to concentrate on teaching people how to respect firearms and how to use them, not take them away.
Right, because we live in a society nowadays where people just, you know what I'm saying? Anybody says anything, they want to kill somebody, But no, we carried weapons, King David had a slingshot, okay, when he was a shepherd, and whatnot, to repel what? Animals from the sheep, So I want to read this. It's Matthew 26:53. Thinkest thou that I cannot now pray to my Father, and he shall presently give me more than 12 legions of angels? But how then shall the scriptures be fulfilled that thus it must be? Right. So, when we're out there on the highways and hedges and we're out doing this work, man, we have to have complete faith, that Yahawashi is going to be with us, And that day when he was betrayed, he could have called for 12 legions of angels, but then how would the story, how did the scriptures, the prophecy be fulfilled that he would be betrayed by the Gentiles, and be put to death and then arise on the third day? Okay, so just a couple scriptures, man. It says, in that same hour said Yahawashi to the multitudes, are ye come out as against a thief with swords and staves for to take me? I sat daily with you teaching in the temple, and ye laid no hold on me, and that's us, man. We speak the truth to these devils, and they want to come out, as if we were thieves with swords and staves to take us, man, But and we're teaching out there on the highways and hedges, and they don't really come for us. But the day's coming where they will. Okay, so the servant is not greater than his master. We see all these things through the spirit. This guy confronting Joe Biden. Hey, we're confronting these devils for their unrighteous decrees. Because you could own a weapon, man. Is it really, the best thing for you to be doing at this time? Probably not. It's you ought to be more spiritual, man. So I just wanted to bring this out. Lord willing, it was edifying. All right, I want to say Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawashi, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawashi, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawashi. Shalom.